If you've ever heard of a place called Zanzibar, then most probably the pictures in your head is this: overwater villas, honeymoon suites, white sandy beaches, and a dream destination for millions of tourists.
We chose to come to Zanzibar, first of all, because I believe it's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Millions of dollars are spent by this resort marketing only the luxury side of the island with influencers and celebrities to maintain its reputation. But might that be what they want you to think? What lies beyond the Instagram perfect pictures of the luxury villas and the white sandy beaches? What if I told you there's another side to this paradise, one that doesn't make it to the Instagram feed?
This is Zanzibar. All of this. This is Zanzibar.
This is also Zanzibar. This, all of this, still Zanzibar.
What differentiates this side from this side? You should have seen this viral video on Instagram.
The only thing they really ever show is their hotel and the beach. Other than that, Zanzibar, it gives the trenches. It's very much underdeveloped, and I feel like I was tricked, to be honest.
She looked like she was really enjoying Zanzibar, by the way.
I have seen a lot of complaints from tourists saying the island did not meet up to the online hype. So today we are pulling back the curtains to explore both sides of Zanzibar and reveal if there's truly a dark side to Zanzibar. From the beginning of time, Zanzibar's first visitors were not tourists. They were Arab, Persian, Indians, and Portuguese traders trading spice, but also one of the biggest slave trade market in East Africa, here in Prison Island.
The island is called Prison Island. It was erected in 1893, meant to be used as a prison.
It's an island located within Zanzibar. As Tanzania opened up economically in the late 1980s, adventurous travelers and backpackers began discovering Zanzibar.
And the name itself, Zanzibar, came from two words. The first word was Zenj, and Zenj meant black and Bar meant coast. So it was basically the coast of the black people.
It has now gained popularity with tourists from Europe, and with the rise of social media, travel influencers and digital nomads flocked into Zanzibar, boosting its status as Africa's Maldives, and like they say, the rest is history. Zanzibar is now marketed as a world-class African tropical destination. In 50 years, over 2,000 new resorts and hotels have opened their doors to tourists, offering over 10,000 bed spaces. So it literally means every year since the year 2000, more than 25 acres of land is bought by a foreign hotel chain and turned into a resort. But then you might think more resorts and more tourists means more money for the island, right? Not exactly. After my research, I found out most of these establishments are owned by the big hotel chains.
A lot of upcoming big chain hotels in Zanzibar, like the Four Seasons, Marriott, like Anantara, that is also a project that's coming up.
So the money generated from tourists staying in this resort does not really stay on the island, and profits are flown out. What is the future looking like for the locals? Will their land be taken away from them and turned into resorts and expensive waterfront apartments the locals themselves can afford? Like this project, it is called Fumba Town and Fumba Uptown. It was built to target foreigners.
As of right now, we have the cheapest. We start from $3 million asking price to 12 million US dollars.
Wow, it's crazy, guys.
At the moment, this goes for 400,000.
400,000?
Yeah,
okay.
on resale, yeah.
Now, over to the main issue and our first dark secret. It is not entirely true. You might have been catfished. Zanzibar is beautiful, but the version you see online might be highly curated. The resorts bring in influencers like me to show you the luxury side of things. Yes, I know I'm guilty of that. But we, the influencers, will not show you the pothole-filled roads that leads to those beachfront resorts.
Our car got stuck because the road was actually not so good to go at the villas. So sometimes it's actually a problem here at this side of Ndukwu or Paje because there's a lot of stones on the land.
This is the side of Zanzibar. You don't see it. We're going to a very nice villa here, and this is what the road looks like. Some of the times when you see the photos of those villas, they don't show you the road leading there.
If you've actually recorded all around here, you can see it's all bush.
We'll never show you the side of Zanzibar, we only show you the beach.
The most beautiful side of Zanzibar is the beach, that's true. But we have to also show you what goes on behind the scenes too. So yes. This is it. Welcome to Zanzibar, Habibi.
You're welcome to paradise.
What makes it a paradise here?
Yeah, this is a paradise.
Why is it a paradise here?
As you can see here, this is a paradise here.
But after driving through the bad roads, you kind of like forget what you went through when you get to the accommodation. I'm not even gonna lie, it is beautiful.
Open the room for me.
Let's see what's inside. You're welcome.
Okay. What's nice about this space? Let's see. Okay. Nice. Wow, this is nice.
A lot of people have complained about getting catfished when they visited Zanzibar.
So I want to show you this video.
This is Zanzibar. So if you're like me and you really want to go to Zanzibar because of what you've seen on social media, then once you got there, you was catfish. That's what Zanzibar is. Like, literally, if you go back and look at those people's Zanzibar content, the only thing they really ever show is their hotel and the beach. Because if we being honest, that's the only thing pretty in Zanzibar is the beach and your hotel. Other than that, Zanzibar, it gives the trenches. It's very much underdeveloped. And so when I got off the plane and headed to my hotel, I was so confused. I just feel like y'all content creators definitely catfished us about Zanzibar, because this is Zanzibar. This is Zanzibar. This is what you don't see on social media. And I feel like I was tricked.
I feel like she is trying to bring Western standards to Zanzibar. She sounded American. That means, for example, she came from the United States. She's expecting the same level of maybe development in Zanzibar. If she's trying to say that what they show you on social media is the beaches and the hotels, but when you come to Zanzibar, do you really go to these places that you see online, or you choose to go to other places that you've never seen online? And Zanzibar does have options for every single person. So if you come here, you pay $30, you will get what you paid for. And when you come here, you pay $1,500, you'll actually receive what you paid for.
It's not like they were catfished, but their budget was the problem. Just like any island destination in the world, if you have money, you're going to live like a king. But if you don't, you would experience a completely different island.
But at the moment, the island has from a $40 room to a $45,000 room. So depends which kind of luxury you are looking for. I think Zanzibar has the whole variety.
Yeah.
Catfish, I will say no.
With her, maybe the expectation was quite higher than what he was expecting people to be. Yeah. And that happens in all Africans.
She needs to understand that the culture here is different, so the way of living is different.
The island of Zanzibar is filled with resorts, both high-end resorts, entry-level and very low budget, just like any other island destination. So your experience lies in how much money you have and you're willing to spend. Let's pay a visit to a $1,500 per night resort and a $50 per night resort to prove a point.
This is what one of the luxury suite would get you here in Waikona. So I'm going to give you guys a tour, and then you're going to tell me if truly this is catfishing. You do have your own private walk entrance into the property. 1,200 square meters, all by yourself. And you can see we are covered by vegetation and greenery. Guys, take a look at this. This is what you have at the outdoor. You have a lazy pool on here. You can just lie down here, and you have the proper pool. You can lounge here and relax. You see? This is the side of Zanzibar that you're probably not going to see, because it is top tier premium. So when you step into the property, you do have yourself a kitchen. Now this kitchen is fully equipped with everything that you need to prepare your own meal if you want to. But then the question is, why are you going to stay in a property like this and have to get into the kitchen? Aren't you on a vacation? So you can use one of their many restaurants actually, but for the few people that even want a chef to come in here and make something for them, can be arranged, I guess. And right here we do have the living room. Lots and lots of, like, look at the views, man. Are we in Miami? Are we in Ibiza? Are we in Italy? Are we in Greece? I'm going to show you the room. There are 2 rooms here. This property can sleep naturally 4 people, but they said if you want more beds, they can bring in more beds here. They can bring in bed that can sleep an additional 2 people. That's making it 6. Think about this. 6 friends going on a vacation in Zanzibar, paying around $1,500 in low season. So 1,500 divided by 6 people for a night. Now, do you think that is catfishing?
So this is the accommodation I would be staying in. I paid at around $50 for this for a night. So this is what the room looks like. It's really small, budget friendly. And right here I have roaches on my leg. That's how you know it's affordable. There you go. This is a very small room, you know, a very small bed on here. Go to the decks to do some work. It's close to the beach. And this is the wardrobe right here. And the bathroom. And this is what the exterior looks like. So they all have like these chalets on here. And if I go this way, I go directly to the beach, and this way I have the restaurants. Really quiet. Once again, it's a low season, so there are not so many people here. The luxury side obviously offers premium and customized service, privacy and exclusivity, while the $50 room is the direct opposite. And I see no reason why someone would pay $50 in a tropical paradise like Zanzibar and complain when the budget itself is catfished. It's just like buying a Honda Fit and asking for Rolls Royce features. Come on. I even visited this resort here. It's called Xanadu with $7,000 villas. People staying here would never complain about being catfished.
So you cannot expect paying maybe $50 and expect a $5,000 service. Each place around the world, not just in Zanzibar, is unique in its own way. And luxury can mean differently to every single person. For some people, luxury is simplicity. For some people, luxury is authenticity. And for some people, luxury is just a simple way of living.
Second dark secrets. All inclusivity madness. This is the experience you'd get staying in a luxury resort. You'll be picked up in a luxury car with a tinted glass, most likely, straight from the airport into the resort. Now, from the moment you land, the experience is designed to keep you inside a bubble. Now, let me explain how this works. I slept in a luxury resort owned by a foreign hotel chain. They organized my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all for an inclusive price, so I don't need to step my foot outside of the resort. When I visited, I went on excursions arranged by the hotel itself. So what then happened is you spend your money inside of the resort and none of it reaches the local community. It is called all inclusive, but really it is all exclusive because it excludes the very people and culture that makes Zanzibar unique. But the truth is, the real Zanzibar is not found in those sponsored Instagram posts of the luxury resort and beaches. It is found in the voices, the streets, the faces that most tourists never see. You know, we're just outside of our resort, so usually most people are just going to stay in the resort and they never get to go out. So I just want to show you guys the local people. So usually when most tourists come here, they never get to experience like life with the local people, eat the local street food, because most of these resorts would offer you all-inclusive, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between. So you are local? You from here?
Yes, I'm from here.
Do a lot of tourists come here?
No, they just pass in the van.
They never stop to talk to you?
No.
Hey man, you know, and this is travel. This is traveling. Most people visit Zanzibar and never walk the streets. They never talk to the locals. Most never taste the real local food or even dance to the local music or even understand the island's soul. Many tourists leave thinking they have experienced Zanzibar, when in reality they only experience the resort version of it. It is not your fault. You were actually tricked. That is why today's video is sponsored by Lepole Dides, a locally owned consultancy firm that helps foreigners set up businesses in Zanzibar. Zanzibar draws a lot of attention. The island gets over 1.8 million online searches every single month. That's about 600,000 searches per week, and it has welcomed almost 800,000 visitors just last year. Zanzibar isn't just a stunning tourist destination, it is an investment opportunity waiting to happen. With the influx of tourists and the growing global interest in Zanzibar, Lepole Dides can guide you in every step of the way. They would first help plan your investment trip to Zanzibar so you can explore opportunities firsthand, and secondly, they would educate you about the island's investment potential, and third, they would assist in setting up your business on the island, taking care of all the legalities and logistics. Whether you're dreaming of starting a boutique hotel, launching a wellness brand, or building up your real estate portfolio in Zanzibar, Lepole Dides will make the process simple, seamless, and unforgettable. They have the local insights and expertise to remove the guesswork so you can focus on making your dream project a reality. Check the description of this video for their contact information and link to their website. Number 3 dark secret: the dollar over the shillings. Zanzibar has its own currency, the Tanzanian shillings, but good luck trying to use it in many tourist zones. I visited the famous restaurant on water for lunch, and to my surprise, everything was priced in US dollars.
If you come into Zanzibar, you notice that most of the things are actually priced in dollars while we have our own currency. The reason is all these people that are coming in the country, they're using dollars, first of all. And second, the government, to make it easy, they did not put a standard to controlling this and saying that, hey, you need to actually change your money to ours and actually use our money or use T shillings to actually purchase anything around here. That's why the culture kind of grew of using dollars, because it was not really banned or it was not really controlled. It's damaging our country.
I think it quietly reinforced a two-tier economy, one for the tourists and one for the locals. Dark secret number 4, there is no fixed prices on things, it's just your bargaining power. In Zanzibar, prices are often made up on the spot, and it depends on how you look, where you're from, or how you negotiate. So when you approach a vendor, you would be likely asked, where are you from? That question is used to know the economic brackets to put you in. If you're from America, you're priced different. If you're from China, you'll be priced different. A bottle of water can cost 50 cents or $3 depending on how rich they think you are. It is not always scam. I think it is survival, but it erodes trust and leaves many tourists feeling hustled instead of welcome. Dark secret 5, security concerns, especially for budget travelers. I've seen several tweets of bad experiences from tourists when they visited Zanzibar, and I'm going to be honest with you, if you're not staying in a luxury resort, don't expect the best security. Some budget accommodation lack proper fencing, staff training, or emergency protocols.
If I'm being honest, Zanzibar depends on where you are, first of all, when it comes to safety. There are some areas that are not so good, but in every country I think it's the same. Or am I wrong?
And there have been reports of break-in, petty theft, and in rare cases, violence. So travelers on a budget deserve safety too. But in Zanzibar, it seems like security often comes with a price tag.
Another thing that people have as a concern when it comes to Zanzibar is the recently introduced mandatory insurance. But people sometimes don't really understand what things can happen. And this has mainly been put in place specifically for emergency reason. And there has been cases that people come here with their own insurances from back home. They come to Zanzibar, they go to the hospitals, but these insurance companies that they have from back home, they want them to make the payment in the hospitals here, and when they go back to get refunded, and at the end of the day, these individuals cannot do the payments for the kind of services they need here. Therefore, the insurance is not just something introduced to get the money from the people, but is basically something to benefit those who are coming here for their own security.
At the end of the day, Zanzibar is a paradise, and this video was meant to touch on some of the controversies around the island of Zanzibar. The solution, I would say, is to change the way we experience Zanzibar. Support locally owned guest houses and boutique hotels, not just the 5-star chains, so your money can truly impact the locals. Visit a place like Forodani Garden and eat from the local food stores. But I warn you here to be very careful, because most of the food here aren't fresh and might upset your stomach.
For people coming here, it's difficult to know like if the food is from the day or not, but there are some types of food that you are 100% sure that it's from the day, because they either cook it for you right away or just for example, if I was to come here, I would buy chicken shawarma, which is usually very fresh. I would buy a Zanzibar pizza, which is cooked right away, so you order and they make it for you. And this, I would say, is also the #1 street food in Zanzibar. But just in essence, like these type of things are not usually the choices that tourists usually go for. So when the tourists come here, they usually go for like the seafood stalls and things like this, which usually I would say over 80-85% of locals would not buy like seafood from here.
This fresh one?
Yes.
Today meat?
Yes.
Today?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
It's not actually fresh though. Like he's bringing it from like the paper, so which means it's probably leftover.
Go on tours run by Zanzibarians themselves like Ali Jape. Buy from the street vendors, not just the souvenir shops inside of your resort. The real experiences waiting for you are the ones you would never see if you don't step outside of that hotel gate. Go to the Tarap Music Night, visit the Fisherman's Village, walk the streets of Stone Town with a local guide like Ali Jape, and learn about the history and uniqueness of the island. And you're going to leave with something deeper than a fancy room, because when we travel with intention, we don't just take pictures will make impact. I want to invite you to join my travel newsletter if you want to discover hidden gems, epic travel experience, and smart travel tips from around the world. I would constantly share exclusive travel guides and destination breakdown. I would also share the behind the scenes stories from my global adventures, also share insider tips of where to stay, what to do, how to save money, and lastly, an opportunity to travel with me on my next adventure. Click the link in the description, fill in your name and email, and I'm going to add you to my travel newsletter, and we're going to keep communicating. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.